We had looked at using the grid as an alternative to the square root method, right? Or at least understanding how the square root method comes about. But you could use it to solve questions as well. Let's say you didn't want to use the square root method, you get confused and so on. So then you can just draw your grid. You know this is x power 4. You know that this is going till x power 4, so it has a square term. So it has some term that is x square. Then you have x square plus basically ax square plus bx plus c, let's see. But anyway, so the x term, and then you have some constant term, right? So that we don't know. Anyway, we don't know that right now. So you know that this square gives you 4 times x power 4. So this is very straightforward, right? Because only if you have 2x square here, you will get 4 times x power 4. Now of course this is your x and this is your constant. So that will come later. This box will be a constant. Which we don't know yet, right? And n, for example, is going to be square of that constant because that's going to be without any x. Okay, anyway. So going further, we now have to find out what is the x cube. X cube term is going to be 2x square, 2 times 2x square, because this one and this one, times whatever x you have. So 2 times 2x square is basically 4x square and some coefficient. We don't know what this is. Okay, let's call it a, right? So let's call this a. And let's call this b. We don't need to, but it doesn't matter. So basically this term is 4x square times a x, right? So that's x cube. So this should be equal to minus 12x cube, right? So let's forget about the x's. So basically 4a should be minus 12, a is equal to negative 3. So this is a negative 3. You didn't even have to write an a. I mean, you could have just seen 4 and yeah, negative 12 by 4, negative 3. So that's done, right? So this gave you your negative 6x cube, negative 6x cube, which are not that important. We already figured out the negative 3, but we know that this is a 9x square, right? You have a total 37x square, 9x square is gone, so 37 minus 9, which is your 28. Okay, so you have 28 x squares that you still need from these two boxes. Now what are these two boxes? These two boxes are 2 times 2x square times b. So you basically have the same 4x square, right, times your b is equal to, okay, I could have written brown b, basically 28 x squared, which tells you directly that b is 7. Okay, fine, brown. So you know that b is 7. So this is a 7 and this is a 7. Okay, so you can calculate mx and you can directly get into the mx and n. N is of course 49. There's nothing to be thought about there because your b is 7. And the n is 49, and then what is your m, right? So the m is the x term, which is these two boxes. Now what are these two boxes? These two boxes are 2 times your negative 3x, right? I mean, of course, m doesn't have the x, times 7, right? So that is negative 6 times 7, which is 6 7s are 42. Yeah, so that's your m. You don't need the x. Yeah. So your m is, which is the sum of these two terms, is 2 times 3 times 7, which is negative 42. And that's it, done. So even without using your square root method, you could go about evaluating using the grid method.